Welcome back to This Week in Gaming. Over the last few days, Kojima is planning to bring his games to Mac, Summer Games Fest was insane, and Twitch has died. But before we get into that, there is some controversy surrounding Call of Duty and Nickmercs. So Nickmercs, right, a famous streamer, he's a member of FaZe Clan, very big in the COD community, responded to a tweet about how anti-LGBTQ members were attacking pro-LGBTQ members at a school board meeting in America. He said that they should leave little kids alone, which caused a lot of people to be upset, saying he's homophobic and stuff. He later responded on stream saying how he didn't mean to hurt anyone.
Simply feel that I want to be the one and my wife wants to be the one to speak with our child about stuff like that. That was the tweet. That was the tweet. You can take the tweet if you want and you can spin it, flip it, flop it, quote tweet it. You can put 10 paragraphs on top of it. You can do whatever you want to it to make you feel better if that's what you want to do. But that was the tweet. So if you came here to hear that, I hope you feel a little better about it. I didn't mean to upset anybody. I know that I did. I'm not apologizing about the tweet because I don't feel like it's wrong. I'm going to stand by what I said. I'm not going to delete the tweet. You know, I just want to make sure everybody understands exactly the point I was trying to make by tweeting my response.
But it seems like the damage has already been done. Nickmercs has an operator bundle in Modern Warfare 2 that came out 2 weeks prior to all this drama, and now it has been removed from the Call of Duty store. As in, you can't buy the skin anymore. It's gone. People thought that maybe it was a bug or something, but COD tweeted saying that it wasn't a bug and that they were aware of all the drama surrounding Nickmercs and have decided to remove his bundle to focus on celebrating Pride. And this made the community pissed. People are saying that this is too far and that Nick worked really hard to get that skin, and other people are saying that Nickmercs deserved it. It even caused creators like Dr. Disrespect to uninstall Modern Warfare 2.
You don't know the news. Yesterday, it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. Call of Duty, Activision made the decision to pull Nickmercs' skin and bundle off the game. You know, champs, I mean, just imagine. I mean, he's one of us. He's one of us streamers, right? I mean, to get your own skin and bundle and that whole collaboration on the biggest shooter franchise out there and be one of the first to do it, you know? And he worked hard, years and years, built a nice community. He made it, got it in there, and they pulled it down. So what I gotta do, what we gotta do is uninstall the game. I mean, don't get a mistake, in this year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise, but that decision by COD's PR marketing team, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest for the two-time.
Now, Nickmercs responded to his skin being removed on Twitter, thanking everyone who stuck up for him, and that his comment came from the fact that he himself is a parent.
A lot of you saw what happened with Nick yesterday. So I'm gonna just say this at the front, man. I love Nick. I talked to him for about 30 minutes last night. I know him, bro. And I truly do not think he meant to hurt anyone with what he said. All I can say is this, man. Tapman Army, I love y'all. We talked for a while last night and he's doing all right. That's all I can really say on it, man. That's all I'm really going to say on it.
Another big story this week, Apple is making serious moves into the gaming industry. During the annual developers conference, Apple announced their plans to make their platform more accessible for video games. Now, the issue with Mac and gaming is basically that Apple likes to keep things in-house and closed source, and developers really didn't want to put in the extra effort. However, over these past 3 years with the introduction of Apple Silicon and Metal 3, it seems like they've made it easier for developers and players to use their computers for gaming. For example, a new feature called Game Mode was announced, which makes sure the game you're playing gets the highest priority on the CPU and GPU to allow smoother frame rates. They even improved the audio latency of AirPods and the Bluetooth input latency of controllers, so playing competitively on Mac is definitely going to be an option. Now, to actually motivate developers to port their games, Apple introduced a game porting toolkit so that the devs can see how their games will run on Mac. And to flex their technology, they invited Hideo Kojima to make a little cameo and announce that Death Stranding Director's Cut is coming to Mac later this year. However, he also said that this is just the beginning. Now, Kojima Productions isn't owned by anyone, it's fully independent, but Sony actually owned the rights to Death Stranding, which is why Death Stranding 2 is only confirmed for the PS5. So this could mean that Kojima might start making Mac exclusive games, which sounds good because they're being made by Kojima, but also bad since Apple can't go 5 minutes without charging outrageous prices. To be honest, as of right now, I would just stick to PC just to see how all of this plays out. Nvidia is literally at the top when it comes to graphics, and DirectX works just fine. And on top of that, the prices for top range Macs is crazy. It's so much cheaper to buy a pre-build, and even more cheaper if you scavenge the discounted parts and put it together yourself. Now, if you didn't know, this week there was a small little event called Summer Games Fest. You probably don't know about it, and we got a ton of things shown to us. So I'm going to speedrun all the big games and give you some of the details. Right, starting off, we have Mortal Kombat 1. We got to see some new gameplay that had insane combos and fatalities, and we got a look at the new tag team feature known as cameos, where you'll be able to summon a second fighter to perform moves to help you in the fight. Also, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the inspiration behind Mortal Kombat and Johnny Cage, will make an appearance in MK1 with his own Johnny Cage skin, which will be voiced by him. Dead by Daylight introduced Nicolas Cage as a new survivor. He goes to explain that someone he knows loves the game and that he just couldn't refuse to be a part of it. A really cool trailer for Warzone 2 Season 4 that teases a collaboration with Amazon Prime's The Boys. It launches on June 14th. The classic arcade version of Sonic is getting a 3D remaster featuring other characters like Knuckles, Tails, and Amy. The Yakuza spin-off Like a Gaiden was revealed and is coming out on November 9th. Alan Wake 2 got some gameplay shown, and Remedy's Sam Lake gave some extra details such as 2 playable characters that you can swap between, each with their own story. It's set to release on October 17th. Marvel Spider-Man 2 actually made an appearance at the event, and we finally got the box art along with some concept art featuring Venom. And with pre-orders going live on June 16th, Spider-Man 2's release date is October 20th. And last but not least, as there were many amazing showcases in between, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was revealed, with an expected release window of early 2024. Aside from Final Fantasy, the game of the year is going to be a tough one. Now for our final story, which is a bit of a mood killer, we have Twitch. Everyone knows about Twitch as a popular streaming platform, however it seems that they've shown everyone their true intentions. This week they introduced a new policy that will limit sponsored and branded content during streams. With these new branded content guidelines, Twitch has now affected the way streamers can earn money from advertisements, such as animation ads, audio ads, simulcasting, and it caused outrage. Many people started boycotting Twitch, saying how this was incredibly greedy and that they need to wake up. Remember, these new guidelines don't just affect content creators, they also affect charity events, esports tournaments, or any professional live event with sponsors. This news was so big that it got the attention of people like Mr. Beast and even Elon Musk. Thankfully, all this pressure was too much for Twitch, and they actually decided to remove these changes and apologize for them. Anyway, that's all I have for this week in gaming. Summer games are not over, so be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all the news being announced next week. Bye.